Hey, good evening. This is Tay Musselwhite and Terrence Walker with Kimberlite Digital Marketing, coming to you with our Wednesdays live. This week's topic is going to be first party data. You may have heard this, especially if you're a business owner or a marketer, especially these days if you were setting up a Google ad or a Facebook ad and they're asking you to upload your customer data or your customer list. You'll see this in the realm of setting up remarketing audiences, especially, or anything if you're using your CRM to do some email marketing with personalization for customers or prospects. And what we really want to do is dive into the who, what, where, when, why, and how of first party data for your business. And this is all in the realm of how do we make your business work for you? Or, in fact, how do you make your business work for you? And one of the most powerful tools out there is first party data. Let's dive into it. As always, we want to let you know how to get in touch with us. Our website is digitalkimberlite.com. You can see the products that we sell at shop. And then you can also call us at 847 957 4249, which is for biz. So that's how we think about everything, is how we can help small and medium-sized businesses excel and exceed and perform better. And we do that in the realm of making your business work for you. So we'll jump into it. First party data: who, what, where, when, why, and how. Moving on. So our first slide, when we talk about the who of first party data, the who is anyone who interacts with your business. So it could be someone who, let's think way top of the funnel. Someone who wants to do business with a business like yours. So they're searching. So when they get to your website, that is an interaction with your business. It could also be all the way down the funnel where they're already a customer and you send them a request for feedback on how the experience was. So this is someone who interacts with your business in any way, from arriving on your website until after they've already paid you and you're following up, or you're following up a year from now, or a month now, a week from now, saying, how was everything? You're marketing to them, anything like that. So that's the power of first party data. It is first party. And the who of the first party is anyone who interacts with your business. The what. What is first party data? First party data, I believe, is the most important and valuable asset that your business owns. Now, obviously, I'm a huge people person, motivational sales process. People are everything. Without people, a business doesn't exist, but you don't own your people. You do own your first party data. That is something that you have based on the transactions or the data around your business that your customer, about your customer. So that is the what. There's everything in there. Everything from what did they buy? Think about it this way. This is first party data. I'm the customer of your e-commerce store, and every page I visited. You know how long I was on those pages or a page. You know how far I got through your shopping cycle, or if I made a transaction. And if I made a transaction, you know how much I spent, you know what I bought, and all of that is first party data. That's a great example. It's a great way to think about it. We've all done it with an online retailer, where when you click that button, think of the data that business now has. It knows everything about that transaction, and you need to, as a business, you need to learn how to leverage it. The other thing that's for what in first party data is it has become so much more important because of the recent privacy changes that came from Apple and that we're seeing even with Google as they're responding to privacy concerns. First party data is something that no one can buy. It's something that only you and your business have, and it's something that every marketer wants. It's data points, and it's data that can be acted upon. Where? Oh, It's everywhere. Everywhere that a prospect or customer interacts with your business. Could be a phone call. That is data. What time did they call? How long did you talk? What did you talk about? Are there notes about that in your CRM? Are those calls tracked? If you're an outbound sales force or you have salespeople, are you tracking as their manager calls that were made? That is a very concrete example of a data point, so that if the person who talked to that customer or prospective customer is off that day, someone else can go into that system and say, oh, hey, so Tay talked to Terrence on Monday, and here are the notes, so that I can say, hey, no problem, Terrence. I can pick up, you talked to Tay the other day, but looks like this is what you guys talked about. Am I on track? Boom. That is a data point, so that I can then continue the sales process based on data. Other things, other sources are your CRM, your email marketing, heck, your email system. So if you're using, G Suite or Office 365 or Gmail or Hotmail, whatever it may be, you have customer data in there. What did you all talk about? What is their email address? What's their name? Hopefully you have their cell phone number, and then you have that communication. Ideally, you're going to have those communications integrated into a single source of truth, which we'll talk about in a moment. But it could be any of those things. Then they reside somewhere. It could be your accounting software. That's a great example. So in QuickBooks, you have the transactions, you have the products that they've bought from you, you have the total spend. Another source of data like that would be in your advertising. If you know this is how much I spent, and then to acquire these customers, and then your revenue data points, you could then start to get some very important metrics for your marketing. But backing up, it is where does this data reside? It resides in your CRM, it resides in your phone, it resides in your text marketing system if you have one, it resides in your email marketing system if you have one, it resides in your accounting system, it resides on your website if you're tracking your analytics. And then ideally, there's a place where you can look at it all and measure it and manage it. But most importantly, where is it? It's in transactions if you have a store, and it's in transactions if you're using accounting software. It's in transactions if you're writing it down with every customer you see at the farmer's market. Hey, what's your name? What's your email? What's your cell phone? That is first party data in its most basic form, is so you can call me or email me and you know my name. Gosh, the when. I mean, actually the question isn't when, but it's actually when isn't it? And I'll put this in the context of when is it important, or when do you see it? When do you find it? So when do you find it? It's everywhere now. So it's every single interaction. It could be midnight tonight when you're fast asleep, hopefully, and someone's browsing your website. You need to be able to go in the next morning and understand that data. If they've put a product in a cart, the when is when the product goes in the cart, and the when is also when you send an email saying, hey, we see that you left something in your cart. Might we help you buy it? Here's a coupon. Here's a little nudge. Here's our special. Here's our sale. That's the when. It's all the time. But most importantly, it is when that transaction is taking place. Could be face-to-face in a face-to-face business. Could be online, could be an email, could be a text message, could be a phone call, but it is always. And it's our responsibility as marketers and business owners to be available when our customers or prospects want us to be available. So the when is probably the most important. Or, gosh, hard to say which is most important, but when, you've got to be there when your customers or prospects want you to be. The why for first party data, the why is because first party data opens up the world of personalization, activation. So let's talk about personalization. Email open rates, text open rates, even a conversation. When you personalize it, it is so much more powerful than if I called you and I didn't know who you were and I tried to fake it and I said, "Hey, man, it's Tay." Instead of doing that, I say, "Hey, Terrence, it's Tay. How you doing?" We're now on that friend level, and that personalization expands or can expand to every interaction that you have with your prospects or customers. So if you're sending an email, you certainly want to be able to say, "Hey, Tay, we haven't heard from you in a while." Or, "Hey, Tay, thanks for your purchase." "Hey, Tay, we'll see you tomorrow." If you're sending in a text message reminder for an appointment or an email appointment for a Zoom call or something like that. But it opens up the world of personalization. It also opens up your ability um, to understand everything about it. So the why is that it is data, and the why is we need to have it, and the why is, all right, how do we use it? So it's personalization, it's analytics, it is the future of marketing. I like to say, what's old is new again. So when all the technology arrived in marketing, it was very easy to say, "Hey, let's let one of the big tech companies find our customers for us." But the great thing now is the why is these are our customers. We can let the tech companies help us find more customers like that. But most importantly, we have this data about these customers who have already crossed over from being interested in our products or services into being invested in our products and services. And that is the holy grail of business. It's someone who spent money with us. And that is why you want to know these things about your customers. And that is why you want to learn to leverage them. But gosh, again, I left some of these in each slide because it is your store, it is your transactions, it's every detail of your interactions with your customers. Next up is the how. Gosh, when we think of the how, so let's talk about how do I begin to understand first party data? What you want to do is, heck, if you have a cell phone that you're using only for your business, go into your cell phone and look at your recent calls. Who called me and who did I call? That is first party data in its most pure form. You want to expand that from just being a number to being a name and a number, preferably first name, last name, cell phone number, and email address. With that, we can reach a customer anywhere that they are, but that is the how. So we want to look at, again, our email systems, our CRM systems, our accounting systems, our invoices. All of that drives the how of how we begin to understand first party data, how you want to think about it, and then the how, that how leads to how do we want to use it. So the same list on our presentation applies. So we want to start to begin to use that data in our emails. We want to begin to use that data in our conversations with our customers. Think about a store that you frequent often, and when you walk in, they know your name. They know, heck, if you walk in with your dog all the time, they know your dog's name. They know your significant other's name. They know your kids' names. That is first party data. Back before it was called first party data, that was just getting to know your customers. And think of first party data as that. It's getting to know your customers. But then you want to leverage that and use it. And the how to do it is to have the proper systems in place where you can use things like personalization. You can use that data to understand if I'm selling something and I'm sending out an email blast trying to sell that product of mine, and you already have that product, I probably shouldn't send you that email. Because number one, what if the price is less than you paid? Number two, as a business, we want to look smart. We don't want to say, "Hey, don't you think you should buy this?" And you get it and say, "Wow, I already bought it." And then you're like, "Oh, well, how much are they selling it for?" "Wow, $50 less than what I paid." Now I feel kind of dumb. And I think I can also, as the consumer, think, wow, this business isn't very smart either. They're not using first party data. We've all seen that happen. So you want to think about that in terms of the how do you use it? You want to use it to make your customers' experience better, smarter, more informed, and more sophisticated. And furthermore, a how is then, so let's say that we've sold a certain product to you and we also sell a complementary product. A great how of first-party data is I know that you've bought this product. I also have this product. Let's use that data to say, hey, what a lot of people buy when they buy this is this thing, and this is why. That's a great example of how you use it. That's also, of course, based on your transaction data and your accounting data, or if you're looking at your products or your services, if you're a service-based business, you can look at what this customer spent money on with you previously, and hey, do I have anything that can add on to that or can complement that? That is how to use first-party data in its purest form. With that's the who, what, when, where, why, and how of first-party data. We think of that as a company all about how to make your business work for you. And that first-party data is something that we urge every business, every marketer, every manager, every owner, in fact, every employee, to understand its importance and to emphasize it and to understand why. Because this happens, it's less and less, but this used to happen a lot when I would be advising clients. Hey, get the email, ask them for their email, ask them for their cell phone number. This should help you deliver that message to someone who's on the front lines, if it's not you yourself, of this is why it's important, because then it enhances our communication with our customers. It makes our customers and prospects feel as though, for lack of a better word, that we care about them and that we're interested in them and that we want to be able to address them by their first name when they walk in. It also makes our business look smart. There's nothing better than helping a small business with an employee or two be able to behave like a Fortune 500 company with an entire marketing team. And that's one of the things that first-party data, when properly deployed, used, analyzed, measured, and the who, what, where, when, why, and how, when you've got that all wrapped up right, you can appear as though you're a huge company, a well-oiled machine with lots of moving parts working together, even though you could just be the proverbial one-man band. Next is I wanted to kind of sum it up. First-party data, to you as an owner, you as a manager, to your business, it becomes an unfair advantage. It's unfair because of the personalization. And when you look at it, you can be conversational, makes your customers feel important, and it's an informed conversation. The next thing is analysis. When you think about all of the ways that you can analyze first-party data, we touched on it a little bit, but with that transaction data, I can know so much. How did I acquire you as a customer? Where did you come from? Which web pages were you looking at? What did you buy? What questions did you ask? That analysis, it gives you an unfair advantage because it's data that you and you alone have. Google doesn't have it. Facebook doesn't have it. Your competitors don't have it. You have it. It's about your customers, and it gives you an unfair advantage to be able to narrow down what is working for you and, in fact, what's not working for you. And finally, it gives you that, and this kind of dovetails with what I was just speaking about, but it gives you the ability to measure things. And the old adage is you can't manage what you don't measure. So if you're able to measure the specifics of this customer who bought this, found us through this ad that we were running, or found us through this other marketing channel, found us from an email that we sent, is on our text marketing list, is a previous customer, and now we know how much they've spent with us over their lifetime. That sort of measurement gives you data points, again, and it's first-party data that we can not only act upon, but then that measurement, because we are measuring it and we are managing that data, we can then also use it to inform other marketing efforts. Like one of the ways that I led off with tonight is when Google is asking you to upload customer lists, to start retargeting your customers. That all starts with first-party data, and that's why it is an essential part of having an unfair advantage, and in fact, is an unfair advantage. Moving on, if you'd like to reach out to us, obviously our company is Kimberlite Digital Marketing. Our website is Digital Kimberlite. You'll find social profiles. This is Twitter, is Tay Musselwhite, at Tay Musselwhite. And then email is tay@digitalkimberlite, but it's digitalkimberlite.com. And also you can call us at 847-957-4BIZ, which is 4249. And last but not least, I want to give you some resources. If you reach out to us through any of these channels or via phone, I can also send you a Word doc with these resources. I know they're super small in the presentation, but these are some great deep dives into first-party data. One is from Google, or a couple are from Google. One is from Forbes.com, and one is from signal.co under their resources. These are 4 great resources to let you expound on what we've talked about tonight in terms of first-party data and to dig even deeper. The Google ones, of course, they're going to help you learn how to leverage it using Google. The Signal one is more of a definition and all of the places that you can find first-party data and how to use it. And then Forbes is just a nice, quick overview of what it is, why you need to think about it, and why it is so important. With that, anything on your side, Terrence? We're just, we're about 20 minutes in. We can open it up to some questions, maybe trying to anticipate some that some people might have. Did any pop into mind for you as we're going through the presentation?
No. It was all pretty clean. I just looked at it as, it's integral to the business, right? The first party, and it's important that folks know that that information isn't being sold, which you already mentioned. So, other than that, that's pretty much it.
Great point. That's the thing. Like when I talked at the beginning about, as a business, this is your data and you own it. It is an asset. And you're not going to sell that asset, right? So it's an asset that helps you acquire more customers. It helps you keep your customers, which, whether you're feeding those customer lists into your review solicitation platform or into your email marketing platform or your text marketing platform or anything in that realm, this is data that you can then use to market your business. And the great thing is, most of what we're talking about here is people who have already spent money with your business. And so they've already crossed the line from prospect to customer. And now the job is to keep them as a customer and then hopefully make them raving fans of your business. But most of all, stay engaged, personalize, be able to have informed communication, then analyze what's happening, what you're doing, see what works, and then ultimately make your business work for you. With that, I'm going to sign off. I want to thank you for joining us and for watching this video, wherever it is that you're watching it. Please feel to reach out to us, like, subscribe, comment, email us, call us, whatever works for you. We'll respond as quickly as we can. And most of all, to your success. Thank you very much.